Welcome to This Wasn't on the Test, the podcast where knowledge meets humor in the most unexpected ways. Join Dr. Jake and Dr. Kayla, a couple with doctorates in their respective fields, and their sister Kelsey, who may not have a PhD but sure knows how to keep things light with her quick humor and relatable take on the world. Whether you're a scholar or just a curious mind, this trio will make you laugh, think, and you might even learn something new. Tune in to find out why this wasn't on the test. Welcome back to This Wasn't on the Test. I'm Kelsey. I'm here with my brother, Dr. Jake Berg, and my sister-in-law, Dr. Kayla Berg. They are the doctors of the family. Hello, doctors.
Hello.
Have you done any doctory things this week?
I sat in on a dissertation last week.
Cool. Oh my God.
For not really. I was there for moral support. One of my coworkers was defending her dissertation. And so me and our librarian, who's also her good friend, sat around the computer, like, watching the whole thing happen and, like, crying the whole time.
Did she pass?
Yes. Not only did she pass, I didn't tell you this, she got the award for, the U of L's award for, like, outstanding dissertation of fall 2025.
That's cool.
So she killed it. She nailed it.
Wow.
So we had
awesome.
Party for her the next day at school and made her wear a sash that said "It's Doctor Actually" all day long.
Cute. So now there's another doctor in town.
There is another doctor in my building. And I didn't even tell you this either. So we took a field trip last week to our Performing Arts Center to see Elf Jr. One of the high schools was putting on Elf Jr. And so we took all the sixth graders on a field trip, and she and I were on the bus together. And one of the kids is like, "We're on the safest bus there is. We've got both the doctors on here." And we're like, "I hope all you need is to write a paper because we're pretty useless medically."
Not medical doctors.
We can't help you.
I always like that joke. That's like, somebody's having a medical emergency. Is there a doctor here? And it's like, "I'm a doctor, but in mathematics." And then the person's like, "Well, this person is dying." And then the doctor says -1.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Did you see
Hey, I was hanging out. Oh.
Did you see the one that I sent you not that long ago where it was like, medical or emergency on an airplane, like, "Oh my gosh, is there a doctor on the board?" And someone's like, "Yeah, but I'm not that kind of doctor." "No, the person in 2A needs to turn his thesis into a 100-word abstract, but in the next 2 hours." And the guy's like, rolls up sleeves. Like, I'm like, yes, I can do that.
Yeah, yes, I will do that. I was hanging out with one of my friends the other night, and we were just like chit-chatting, and then they go, "Do you have a really high IQ?" To me. I was like, I don't know, maybe.
Like, honestly, probably.
I said probably, but with like a heavy dose of possible autism, maybe.
I mean, here we all are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the spectrum of neurospiciness.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
but
hilarious.
IQ encompasses a lot of different things. I think like problem solving and stuff more so than like.
Well, because IQ literally measures, it's not like the amount of shit that you know, it's like your ability to learn.
Oh, right.
It's like pattern
we still gotta do that.
recognition.
We gotta take our...
Yeah, apparently we do not have, though, because that is not we'd have to go through like a psychologist. That is not an assessment that we have.
Okay, well, let's find a good one online. Even if it costs a couple bucks, let's do it.
I found a real one online, but it costs like $50 a person.
Well, let's find one that costs like $12 a person.
Those are going to be fake ones. Because the real ones are the Stanford Binet or the Wexler.
Okay.
Everything else is...
There was a good one that I took online once. I can look for it.
You're saying it's a good one because it told you your IQ was 200?
Yeah, this is the best one
really
I've ever found. No, it was like really,
I'm really curious.
Intense pattern recognition one.
Yeah.
I feel like regardless of if it's like the absolute standard, if we're all taking the same one, then we're all being judged on the same level.
Right, we're still being compared
So-
to each other.
Yeah, but it's hard to
Right.
claim whatever your quote
Right.
IQ is after that for some of the online ones. But
Right. I just like want to take it to prove that I have a higher IQ than you guys.
That would be hilarious. Like,
Good
plot
luck.
twist.
Could you imagine?
But is the one you're talking about, because I've seen a lot of the ones that are like picture pattern recognition, and I get that too, but does it include like word pattern recognition?
I took it 20 years ago, so I don't
Okay.
know.
So I realized
So-
today when Jake changed the date on his calendar over here, today is our 22-year kiss-anniversary.
Ew, and I was in the car when you guys had your first kiss.
No, you were not.
I
It
swear
wasn't
I was.
in a
You guys
car.
kissed.
It wasn't in the
So-
car.
No. I was in the car. You guys were outside of Mom and our ex-stepdad's house
Oh, that was
by
true.
the side garage door.
Mm.
I was in the car.
Why
Why were you
we
in
went
the
for
car?
a walk. I don't know what you're talking about. So
I swear I was like getting dropped off or something, and then Kayla afterwards was like, "We just had our first kiss."
That does sound like something I'd say.
Yeah.
Does it count as a
Anyway.
first kiss if you don't actually land it on the mouth? 'Cause someone
but the
missed.
one after that did.
Okay, fair enough.
Why are we talking about this?
Because it's amazing.
Because it's cute.
It is cute. And then I told him he needed to kiss me because it's our kiss anniversary, and he said, "Haven't you had enough of those in the last 22 years?" So the romance is
That
still
sounds
Fair
right.
question.
the romance is still alive and well, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, that sounds exactly what he would say. Like what he would say. Hmm.
I made him kiss me anyways.
Wow. Sounds like a little assault situation
Okay.
going on there.
I didn't have to force him to do anything. Let's be real.
Should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Which one is that?
So I would like to announce to everybody that Jake officially kicked Kayla out of their house.
Oh, that elephant. The elephant that you all were plotting to raise?
Yep. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
You
So Kayla has been officially kicked out. This is how we're announcing it.
not like that. Not permanently kicked out.
Just kicked out, forced to be creative.
Forced to leave and go do something.
Right. So what did you do with your time?
Uh,
Did you write a New York Times bestseller or what?
I did not yet write a New York Times bestseller, but I've got some thoughts.
Okay.
So it's in progress.
Well, Jake was like texting in our group chat, the one that's minus you.
Mhm.
And I said, well, hopefully she comes back. I said,
Jesus Christ.
hopefully she comes back horny as fuck from writing a New York Times bestseller smut novel or something like that.
My other ideas are way better than my smut ideas are shit.
Yeah, but
What?
smut is what will go NYT.
I know.
You said that you wanted to do it because it was the stuff that you'd want, which I think is
know.
vital to good writing, is writing what you want to write.
Yeah, which is what
I agree.
which is what happened when I
Wait, okay.
delved into like what the fuck do I want to write about? Smut moved down the list so quick.
Oh, we didn't talk
Wow,
about
that's
that.
on top of my list. Okay, so what is your what are you trying to find in your smut novels that you can't find reading novels?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what
Like
it is, but
wizard porn? Or
no,
what?
that's not. See, I think that's part of the problem is that all of the stuff available right now is like people fucking dragons and werewolves and shit, and I'm not here for it.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate it.
I hate that.
I want some regular shit, but not some cliched trope.
Yeah.
Like it's all
When
the same
when you
fucking
guys
story
are-
over and over and over again.
Yeah. When you guys visit in Milwaukee, or around Christmas time, we got to go in my neighborhood, 4 blocks from my house. There's a smut bookstore.
Yes.
And she's this LGBTQ, she does all this awesome. So she has a whole section, huge section for LGBTQ people, or novels or whatever, based on that. And she obviously has the dragons and stuff, but she has it all sectioned out. And it's so easy to find something that you like because she's so particular about how she
I love that.
fills her shelves. Yeah.
But anyways, I did leave the house. I did go to a coffee place. I did sit down on my laptop until my laptop told me it was dying and I didn't feel like digging the charging cable out. And then I took myself to TJ Maxx and bought myself a pair of slippers.
Love it.
And then came home. That was it. But I did leave the house. Jake has already asked me this week because our schedule this week is a rough one. We're creeping up on, there's just a lot of things happening. Emmy has like 2 doctor's appointments this week. I have like 2 bigger meetings this week. She starts her shows on Friday for the holiday season or whatever, her musical theater, dance shows, whatever. So it's just like a lot this week. So Jake was like, okay, so what day am I kicking you out of the house? God damn it. The answer is tomorrow. I'm getting kicked out tomorrow.
Love it. Well, my kids usually go to their dad's on Thursday nights, which is like my weeknight then that I get like kid free. And he has other plans.
Oh, good.
And
are they super important?
Thankfully it is super important. And so I don't have like a weekday night also kid free. I only have like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I realize is a lot of time to be away from your children. But I think my schedule would put you into a coma, possibly. So
probably.
My like regular weekly schedule.
Probably.
But that's only because I manage it all by myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I'm thankful that like I am literally triple booked for meetings on Wednesday night. And so thankfully, and Emmy also has a doctor's appointment with her allergist, which she only has once a year, and I book it like a year out. So I'm like, shit, that's the same night. And she also has dance. So thankfully, I'm pawning her off on Jake. Jake's doing all the things with her, so I can try to attend 2 out of the 3 meetings I triple booked.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Heard.
So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then I have to chaperone a school dance on Thursday, and then I've got to work dress rehearsal on Friday, and
well, and thank God it's
volunteered for these working the theaters things that you absolutely did not need to do.
You're right. But I only got 1 kid, so I'm going to do all the things.
That's right.
And it's exhausting, but it'll be fine.
Yep.
And next week is Thanksgiving break.
That's right.
So it'll be fine. It's just a lot in 1 week. Emmy finally gets to go to the ENT on Friday. Thank God. Figure out her hearing shit. Because it's getting...
Do you guys ever clean her ears?
Yes. And then, like, translating between the 2 of these people, like, Emmy is upstairs shouting for Jake. Jake can't hear her from upstairs, so I'm shouting from further upstairs to Jake because I'm louder. So he finally hears me, but then she doesn't hear that he has acknowledged her. Like, I'm like, you guys.
Well, nobody... solution upstairs is to even walk towards the stairs. I
didn't have to walk towards the stairs. I was all the way in our bedroom and you heard me. The solution is to be loud as fuck. Neither one of them are that. Neither one of them can project their voice. And then they both get mad when the other person can't hear them.
Yeah. I can say I've never heard Jake raise his voice. I mean, I've heard him be like, kind of like a tiny bit yell at Emmy, like to tell her to stop whining. But I don't think I've ever heard Jake like actually raise his voice.
Should have been here tonight.
Oh.
She had it coming. She gets in some kind of way when Jake's like, you need to clean the litter box tonight. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Now all of a sudden it's bedtime and Jake's like, so litter box? Oh my God, I don't have time now. I'm like,
her and Felix have a lot in common.
You're gonna try. And he even gave her the option. He's like, do you want to do it right now before bed, or are you going to do it in the morning before school? You can't just bring this up. You can't just spring it on me.
Yeah, that was when I was like, I literally
and Jake's like, I literally told you
God.
6 hours ago. Like, no one is springing this on you.
It's
you
your
decided
choice
for
to not
6
do
hours
it when I tell you to do it.
to not do it.
Wow.
So,
well, I sent her a text that said, send me a Christmas list of the things that you want. So she sends me one thing, and I was like, anything else? I don't know. I'm like, girl, tell me what you want. I'm like, willing to buy you stuff. Tell me what you need.
we were walking around Ulta on Sunday. And I'm like, you need to, like, anything you see that you think you want that you're not going to buy for yourself right now in this Ulta trip, you need to take a picture of it and send it to one of your aunts.
Yes. I love buying shit like that. So please. Otherwise, I'm just going to buy her whatever I think is going to work for her. So
anything bubble brand from the Ultas, you'll be good. And that's not an expensive one.
Great. Love it.
There you go. That's all I got. It's the best I got. Anyways, are you ready to teach us things?
Yeah. Okay. So this wasn't on the test. I am the doctor.
My, how the tables have turned.
You can call me Dr. Berg. My, how the turns have tabled. This is Kelsey, Dr. Kelsey Berg, reporting for action. For duty, not action.
For the records, there's not a lot of action having a doctorate.
I think I'm aware. Okay, so this week on our podcast, I have done the research because we thought it would be funny and fun for me to give my account of something that is so out of my wheelhouse. And then Jake can correct me whenever.
I can't really correct you because it's way out of mine too. So
I brought the vibes.
I told you that was one of the complicated topics.
What if I'm the new expert on this?
Then you could probably have your doctorate.
Yeah.
An honorary doctorate, please. I want one of those in my life.
How about you do the actual work and get a real one?
No. Just kidding. I've thought about it, but that's a long time off.
I mean, the one thing at a time. And then all of a sudden you make it.
Exactly. That's right. Okay, so this week on This Wasn't on the Test, we are talking about the M theory. This is fun. I get to tell you guys things.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
I know nothing.
Okay, Jake isn't allowed to answer this one. This one is for Kayla. Can you give me like a general description of what you think the M theory is?
I think M theory has something to do with particles. Nope, because then Jake would know more about it. No. I took it back before I even finished it because then Jake would know more about it because particles are kind of his thing. Is M theory about... I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I did no preparation.
Jake, do you want to take a shot at it?
Particles.
It's not about... Everything is about particles. So by...
Right, that's how the world is.
Yeah, I mean, M theory
right?
is like an extension of string theory. It's like a more mathematical, holistic way. They're just trying to build better mathematics that combine. It's like the same goal that we talked about with string theory of trying to unify like gravity and quantum mechanics and stuff like that, but with like these higher dimensional mathematics.
So we're in for a bumpy ride because of all the things we've talked about, string theory is the one that I understood the least.
That's funny. I think I understood string theory the most of what we've talked about.
You're wild.
Oof.
Which is weird.
Yeah, no.
I guess I did a bad job at all the other topics then.
No, I understood all the other ones way more. String theory, I
understood. I understood a lot of the other ones too, but I think I did like a little bit of like personal research when we were talking about string theory to understand like on my own level because I just like don't understand the mathematics behind a lot of it. And so I was like personally researching ways to understand as somebody who is not.
That makes more sense then.
A doctor. And so where the other ones are like a little bit more easily like comprehensible, right? Like they're just like, I don't know, easier to figure out. So that's why I think I understand the string theory a little bit more because I personally did more research on those. So I researched because I obviously like I researched like what is the string theory, and the first definition that I got was so insane, and I was like, what? And so I'm going to read that and then I'm going to break it down. Because
did what I
it's
say
crazy.
line up with what you thought or what you were intending?
Yeah. Yours was a really basic explanation of the M theory.
Kelsey's like, it's way more complicated than that. Please buckle up.
Yeah. Buckle up, bitches. Okay. So like very like just like a really like crisp, simple explanation of the M theory. This is what I've come up with. The M theory is the proposed 11-dimensional maximal supersymmetric quantum theory whose low energy limit is 11D supergravity and whose compactifications reproduce all 5 consistent 10D string theories through dualities. It provides the
perturbative one of those two.
Perturbative framework in which strings, membranes, and higher branes arise as different exactations of a single underlying theory, whose full microscopic formulation is still unknown, like all science, right? Or like not all science, but like a lot of science. So obviously, like when somebody reads that, you're like, what
Can we go back to the fact that it said...
That's not what I thought. I thought that was really concise.
Can we go back to where it says membranes and other brains? What other brains, I'm assuming it's BRANES.
Yeah.
Are there, like...
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I gathered because I know how membrane is spelled. What are, like, I'm trying to think of other words that have that suffix.
No, it's brains by itself.
What?
It's like n-dimensional brains.
No, that's not a real word.
Membrane is like a specific definition. I believe in M theory, membranes are 5-dimensional. And then when they say other brains is the other things that are like
it's easy to say you've made amazing scientific discoveries when you make up the whole thing. Like we have discovered membranes and other brains. What are brains? They're things like membranes.
Nobody's saying they discovered
but
anything.
They're not.
It's a framework.
They're like membranes, but they're not. They're other brains.
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I can help you there, Kayla, because
Thank you, Kelsey. Research. I appreciate your support.
You're so welcome. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but so what I've come to, and this is like a little plan, like a little thing that I put together. So brains, which obviously is short for membranes, is like it's like big boy energy. So brains, so like M theory isn't just like string theory, it's also this like big energy theory as well. So brains are multiple different membranes. Obviously, it's short for membranes, and these can be 1, 2, or 3-dimensional. So one dimensional is like the string theory; it's just strings. 2-dimensional is like a sheet, where 3-dimensional is like the whole volume. So it's like it goes in levels, essentially, is what I understand of it. I could be wrong.
I don't know if you want. I don't know if it's right or not, but it makes sense. So I'm here for it. Is she right?
So
I think she's
essentially,
like,
the
right way.
Oh,
yeah,
Dr. Kelsey. Who?
So I feel like, ooh, thank you, Kelsey Berg, Dr. Berg.
Dr. Berg.
Same as you.
The third one.
The third Berg. So it's like, okay, so this is another thing that I like kind of theorized together. So essentially, like some of all of these theories are saying that our entire universe could be potentially like a giant 3D brain floating, like essentially like a 3D membrane inside of a larger 11D membrane, which gets a little bit farther in because we haven't explained more about the M theory yet. But when you break down the M theory, I believe that it's essentially 11 membranes.
Yeah, so each lower dimensional brain lives inside of the higher dimensional, I think is what you're saying. So
yes.
So like the 10D brain lives on the surface of the 11D membrane. And then basically like a pyramid downward where the 9-dimensional one lives on the surface of the 10D one type of thing. Yeah.
So I need a visual I'm a visual learner. I need to like a visual of what 11 dimensions looks like. Because that's where
I can help you there.
That's where like I'm having a hard time picturing this.
Okay, so this is what I wrote down. 11 dimensions feels crazy.
Okay, listen. Apparently me and Kelsey can have our own physics podcast.
Apparently. But we never know if we're right or not.
To fact check us.
So, and my math here doesn't totally line up because it just doesn't. But essentially, in all of the dimensions, we live like currently in 3. So we live in like an up-down dimension, a left and right dimension, and a forward and back dimension. That's like how you can explain like our space-time and like what we experience in a day-to-day life, right? And then time is like 4 dimensions in 1, I think I'm understanding, is like time adds in dimensions. And all of like the extra dimensions outside of those 4, 5, 6, 7 dimensions are essentially like extra dimensions, like just like teeny tiny little dimensions curled up that we can't see, and they're like all just like laying in line with all of the other dimensions.
Now you've lost me.
I don't know how that makes sense.
I was good through the 3 dimensions plus time. I was on board, and then you lost me.
I have a picture for you, Kayla.
Yes, please. What the fuck is this?
It looks kind of like a conch shell. That's a cross. So think of what a cross section is.
Yeah.
This might be helpful. So when I was talking about how like a 10th dimensional membrane lives on the surface of an 11 dimensional one, that's like saying like when we would take a cross section where if you have like a cylinder and that's a 3-dimensional object, and you take a cross section of the cylinder in 2 dimensions, that's 1 dimension lower. That's like a circle, right? If you would cut that into 2 dimensions. So it's that same concept, but with just a lot more dimensions. So that crazy picture that kind of looks like a conch shell.
This is wild.
That's what a cross section. Probably saw that picture. I know you can't really see it.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, it's hard to see, but I can tell what it's kind of. I have a good imagery thing that I wrote down. Okay, so I wrote this down. Imagine that scientists had 5 different versions of string theory, but none of them completely matched, which makes sense.
Next.
So that is essentially like having 5 slightly different instruction manuals for the same IKEA dresser.
Okay.
So say you have an IKEA dresser and you have 5 different instruction manuals. They're 5 slightly different instruction manuals, but like the M theory is essentially like the theory or the discovery that all of these theories are essentially the same thing. They're just seen from different angles. So the master version ties all of them together, and that's like the like broad spectrum of the M theory, is that there's many string theories that essentially tie together to form the same like end thing.
Okay. I'm on board. I'm totally buying in. Is she right?
It's her research.
I know, but like we got to fact check this. I could say that this had something to do with bananas, and we could just, that's what my research said. Fact check.
I mean, I think it's a good analogy, good thought. Like,
okay.
Oh, thank you. I've never felt so validated.
Listen, this is so much less of a train wreck than I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
I was really getting ready. I really thought this podcast was just going to be like Jake roasting you for like 45 straight minutes.
He can still roast me for 45 minutes. That would be hilarious. I would love that. Okay, and then this is another thing that I wrote down, like, which obviously I'm not like a researcher, so all of my thoughts are just like little bullet points. But I also essentially I wrote down The universe is way weirder and more dimensional and more flexible than anything we could imagine. That everything like matter and forces and even whole entire universes come from the way of tiny strings and giant membranes that vibrate together and move. So it's like there's no way that we can even like actually comprehend like the magnitude of like
the complexity,
space and time and universes and all of it, because it's so all of it kind of like gels together to work. And you know, it's like it's essentially like the M theory is like a way that physicists kind of like tie together quantum physics and gravity, and like that's like where it's, to me, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's like, again, another like scapegoat of science. I don't know, that's like, of course, like the more I research of science, I'm like, okay, everything in science is like,
we think this is how it might be.
Like, so that kind of confuses me, because it's like, you could so easily just say like the M theory ties this together, period.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but scientists aren't convinced if you just say it. Like you need to show that you have, first of all, a theory that like mathematically is sound, like you produce the right results theoretically in the first place, and then you have to figure out how do you test that in real life, and how does your test tell you that the thing that you theorized is true. That's really hard to do, especially when you're talking about like things that are like inherently unobservable and more mathematical, you know, like in terms of the nature of the universe. But I was going to say, just in terms of like why they're trying to use this approach to solve like problems, is just we've talked about this before, about like things that we observe that are true, like the quantum mechanics and then gravity, and then being like, well, if we think we have also this mathematical framework that really well describes one set of behaviors of the universe, like quantum mechanics. But if you try to like apply that to the different thing, like a gravity, and then it breaks down and you're like, well, it's not that this is kind of similar to the thing you're talking about, like the 5 theories of string theory, where it's like, well, my main theory describes a certain thing really well in quantum mechanics. So like, it's not real, the thing that I've come up with mathematically to describe this thing. It's just not the whole picture. And so like, that's the big thing, is coming up with like these grand unified theories of everything, because clearly we can come up with mathematical theorems that describe certain things really well, or even a lot of things well, but like we have to have something that includes every single observation that we make. So that's why like maybe it's not surprising that the more and more we try to reconcile every single observation, the bigger and bigger, more complex the solutions are to the like mathematics that we try to apply to that.
Maybe you should just stop trying to observe shit. Just close your eyes and move on.
Vibes only.
Vibes only.
Vibes only. There's a brand called Vibes Only, and it's
I was gonna say it's got to be sex toys.
So yeah. So okay, I have one of my next questions. Let me get back to it. Hold on. Okay, so obviously now we've established that like the M theory is an 11-dimensional framework, essentially, right? So, okay, so we've also identified that the M theory unifies like quantum mechanics and gravity, essentially. Shoot, now I lost my other question.
Well, she's looking for that. So is M theory the only thing that unifies quantum mechanics and gravity, or are there other physics theories that unify quantum mechanics and gravity?
Well, like M theory is an extension of string theory, and that's like the main one that people have tried to
to unify.
I don't think anybody's really thought of another good idea.
Well, sounds like they need to put their thinking caps on.
Well, it's also like what Kelsey said was like,
Okay.
there's these like different groups of people that came up with like a different string theory, and then somebody was like, well, what if you're all right, essentially?
Yeah. And so is that the what if you're all right is basically
M theory.
M theory.
Yeah. And then they've developed the idea further than that too. Yeah. Because I think the first, what I read in terms of like historical timeline, it was kind of like they started expanding the dimensionality of the solutions. And then at some point somebody came along and was like, well, let's take this further to 11 dimensions, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, I found my question that I had written down. What are the 4D physical laws? I feel like Jake obviously should know
4D
this, but
physical laws.
the 4-dimensional like physical laws, like the
gravity,
4 big physical laws. Yep.
Inertia.
I was gonna say, you're talking about like Newton's laws. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
In there?
Okay, should I just tell you guys?
I mean, you can try rephrasing your question. I don't know what you mean by laws besides like Newton's laws.
The 4D physical laws that essentially tell everything about tell the universe how to behave.
So gravity, inertia.
Well, I mean, it's really just like, are you talking about like space time, like the framework of like, can I throw out a term? You typically call 4-dimensional space-time Minkowski space.
Oh, yeah, I didn't research that.
I have no idea what you're even asking, so.
You're just going to have to give it to us.
Okay. So, essentially, what I've come to is, so the M theory, generally, I think scientists have agreed that it suggests a multiverse. It's like one of the stronger theories that suggests a multiverse, because we have the effective 4D physical laws, and then there's like the extra 7 dimensions that go outside of the 4D physical laws, which the 4D physical laws are gravity, electromagnetism, strong force, and weak force.
They're just the forces.
Does that make sense?
The fundamental forces.
Yeah.
That's what they're called. Yeah, you're right. But all of these essentially work together, and that's how our universe essentially works, right? Like, that's what it does. So then there's these extra 7 brains or whatever, and that's what suggests, that's like how all of this ties together into suggesting a multiverse, because it's all...
Is that where the M and M theory comes from?
I don't know.
No, I think M is membrane.
Lame.
But the multiverse is more...
I feel like
I think there's kind of pop science-y multiverse theories that people are like, like, oh, what if this one, in this universe, you made a different decision or something like that. I think in this case, multiverse means more like overlapping, completely independent universes from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so we're clear.
Mm-hmm.
No, that made sense. And I understand the difference between pop science and...
Yeah.
We've all seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's more, yeah.
Yes, and we've also seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Hot Dog Fingers and Raccoonie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that movie. Have you guys seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
I've seen the first one.
Can't say that I have.
Okay. You should watch both of them.
I've kind of seen, it's been on while I'm around the second one.
Right, because Felix, my youngest.
I have seen the first one because we watched it as a school movie last year.
Oh, yeah.
So I have seen it.
So getting into the second one, it really delves into the multiverse. Like, it really fucks your brain up because you're like watching it, and then all of a sudden, like, another Spider-Man from a different multiverse, like, they figured out how to like go between multiverses.
See, that's actually more like this type of multiverse.
Yeah.
That type. Yeah.
It's really interesting. So you guys got to watch it. I'm sure you'll see it at Christmas time because my kids watch it all the time.
Oh, well, it'll be interspersed with Home Alone because that's all my child wants to watch right now.
Yeah. And Wicked because that's all I want to watch right now.
Oh my God.
Okay. So essentially, to sum it all up, the biggest point of it all is that we don't actually have a full formula for M theory yet. That's like that's like the mind-bending thing. It's like we've seen all of the corners of the puzzle. We know how to like shape it and make it into something. We know how some of it fits together, but we don't actually have the full picture or like the full instructions. So it's this like whole big thing that's like the answer to the entire universe, but we don't have all of the actual equations to like actually back it up.
Do you think, Jake, that
so
this
like,
is ever something that they will be able to like have a formula to unify? Like, is M theory ever going to be more than a theory? Like, will it be an actual? Is this something that's possible in physics?
I think it has potential. I think I read. I mean, one of the things is really being able to prove that like that's how it is, and basically we live in a four-ish dimensional well, what we can observe of the universe is 4-ish dimensions. So like we don't really right now know how to access observationally anything above that. It's kind of like how could you even tell? Because right now we're at the point where we're just trying to describe things. So it's kind of like, okay, you can come up with a theory that you get all the right answers once you go through all of it mathematically. Is that how things really are? That's hard to tell. So that's where you have to kind of come up with like, okay, here's my gigantic equation for everything. And you have to be like, what is something that we haven't observed yet that is a consequence of this thing? Like, that's hard because you're like, I have to just kind of like follow a path mathematically somewhere and be like, oh, if this is true, then I should see this. I mean, which is what every theorist ever has done. But when you're talking about this ridiculously complicated mathematical framework, it's, hard to, you're like, oh, well, in the 6th dimension, you should be able to see this. Like, well, how do you test that? So.
Yeah.
So the answer is maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Of course.
I feel like this is the thing about science that obviously this podcast and talking more about it. And like, I've always actually, like, my science was my best subject. Not great because I didn't do great in school.
Science was
but
my
it
worst.
Was my best. Really? Mm-hmm. Science was my best subject. And I feel like between that and this podcast and learning a shit ton with that, and then now researching like a little bit more intentionally, I feel like I've learned that we're like at like humanity as a whole is at such the very beginning of like knowledge and finding things out. Like we're so early in figuring things out that we're going to be dead for 200 years before some of this is even figured out. And we're doing like the groundwork, like because I'm not doing the groundwork, but like scientists and
we as a
like even
species.
People like we as a species, yeah, we're doing the groundwork that is just like laying the foundation for scientists to come in the future. Yeah. Like when we're all dead, like our children's children will be discovering things and be having these same discussions, but actually figuring out true equations to all of it.
Yeah, do you know what Moore's law is?
No. Is this going to hurt my brain?
No.
Is it that there's always more?
Wow, nice.
I liked it.
No, Moore's law is, I forget exactly how it's phrased, but it's basically like the amount of advancement that you make in technology like doubles every certain thing. So it's like, just think about like even just in our lifetimes.
Oh, yeah.
From the 90s up until now, in terms of technological advancements.
We went from like VHS tapes and no at-home internet to everyone has access to AI.
I mean, you have a computer that is like 1,000 times as powerful as the computers that sent the spaceships to the moon in your pocket.
That hurts my feelings to think about.
You know?
It's making me cry.
Oh my God. Here it is. Here, good job, Jake. And we're back.
But it's basically just it basically is about the scalability of like how fast technology advances. You know, because it's cumulative, right? Like essentially the new stuff that gets researched and developed is built on the millennia of everything leading up to it. And so it just kind of has this exponential curve in terms of advancement. I mean, cars didn't exist 150 years ago or whatever. You know, like we're barely above sending current around just for a light bulb, you know. And that's 150 years ago in tens of thousands of years of human history. We went from like no electricity to what we have now in 100 and however many years. You know.
Yeah, it's wild. Now we can tell our light bulbs to turn on by just verbally saying.
I turn on my light bulb. I turn on my lamps from my phone.
So, like,
I turn on the lamps in this place by saying, "Alexa, turn the lamps on." Well, it didn't work.
It did work.
You heard Alexa going.
I did.
Oh, but what about the technology it took to get to Alexa to recognize your voice? Yeah, there you go. Impressive.
Truly. Yeah, it is impressive.
She heard you and ignored you.
Yeah, she was like, bitch.
She's like, you don't need the lights on.
She's like, I'm exhausted. Your kids have been using me all day.
But it's also interesting because I feel like a lot of, I don't want to say scientists, physicists, myself included, feels like we've kind of hit a barrier to a degree. You know,
how so?
At the same time. I mean, a lot of the scientific theory and things and experiments that were that came up, that were thought up of in like the early 20th century, that they then were able to build experiments for and prove, ended up leading to making all this technology that we use every single day. But it doesn't feel to me like we're making that same type of hypothesis up to like being able to test things. You know, I mean, we are obviously, like, there is scientific advancement happening all the time, but
it's hard to prove things you can't see.
That's probably more of me, of like a physicist, thinking about like getting smaller and smaller.
I was saying, you also decided to go into the extra unique physics realm of particle physics, where it gets even weirder.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
It's so minute, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I need to go sleep this off now.
Well, I have one more little thing.
Oh, fuck.
This is like okay, so in the beginning of this episode, or of us talking about the M theory, I read out the super technical version of what M theory is. So now I have my simplified version of what M theory is. M theory is the idea that all of the string theories are different views of one single, deeper 11-dimensional theory that includes strings, membranes, and larger objects, but we just don't know the full equations of that theory yet.
It's pretty solid. I don't know if it's right, but it feels real solid.
I mean, in simplified terms.
Yeah, I mean, it's just simplified. That's like, how a normal brain can consume
Dude,
it.
Jake, she actually did it.
She did. Legit.
A round of applause.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you. I will take my honorary doctorate now.
You're not there yet.
Fuck.
You got a paper this thick?
I have a phone that's about that thick.
That's not the same thing.
But no, it was fun to research a little bit and because my brain just comprehends things so much different, like at such a different level, obviously, than Jake's, but also yours, Kayla. Like I feel like we have like a level, like a tiered level. Like Jake's brain consumes things and understands things at like this type of level. Kayla's brain consumes things at like this type of level. And then
That's
I'm
a
like
lower one for
at this
everybody.
type of level. Just because he's a little bit more technical.
I'll say I think we just have different. Just as much as I couldn't do his job and like do the physicsy things, I don't think there's a chance in hell he could walk into a school and do what I do.
No, hell no. It's a totally different spectrum of
a completely
things.
different skill set.
But when we're talking about like the really granular science things,
no, that's
like
not me.
How he consumes it is so different than like how you or I would consume it.
100%.
Or like our average listener, even like our really smart listeners that have still not left us a review. They they also probably don't consume it at the same level as Jake does.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Don't let that give you a big head, Jake. It's just the truth.
But I can program a Lego robot. Ayo.
I can network the shit out of a room.
Hell yeah.
That's what I have going for me.
I can network the shit out of a room full of 12-year-olds.
There you go.
Mostly because, and I love them so much. There's no way anyone's doing this job if they don't. But 12-year-olds are assholes, but I'm a bigger one. And that's it. That's it. That's the only trick.
Because you are a glorified 12-year-old.
Correct. Uh-huh. I don't take anything seriously. They can't hurt my feelings because I ain't got none. Like, it's great. It's perfect. I have a great time. I love them so much.
You are a 12-year-old times 3, literally.
Fuck off.
More than that.
Okay. Stop. No, we're not doing this right now. Hate both of you.
That's all right.
Y'all are just mad that I'm the oldest in the group and have the least amount of gray hairs, even with not dyeing my hair for like 2 years. Yeah.
That's true.
So fuck that. I have the least amount of gray hairs.
Well,
I have the least wrinkles.
Whoa. That was crazy work. That was crazy.
And yet, the facts are here.
You think you have less wrinkles than me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, this feels so good right now.
Fuck your M theory, Jake.
The way he chimed in with that yes. Oh, God.
Wow.
I do have some things going for me.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
That's right.
Anyways, so what do I get to talk about next week, Jake?
I was thinking like extracurricular activities. Think
Okay.
be interesting to talk about.
Sure.
Like couple things from like the teacher side in terms of like what you're expected to do as a as an employee, more time that you have to devote to this that you don't actually get paid for, and all that type of stuff.
I would like you to explain M theory to me.
No thanks.
No, that's cool. Extracurricular is interesting too because it'll be a little bit different for Kayla because your position is like I feel like the way that your position within the school is structured a little bit differently than like most like regular teachers that have a class all 8 periods or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so like how that relates to possibly getting even more extracurriculars because people just assume that maybe you have more time.
And we'll leave that discussion to next time.
Yep.
Her face says.
Yeah. So tune in next week. To This Wasn't on the Test, where we discuss that shit. And like always, please like and subscribe. Follow us on all the social medias and wherever you get your podcasts. We would love a review. And yeah, next week, tune in to find out why this wasn't on the test. Why this wasn't on the test. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.